Hello, heathens. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated 2025 releases for kind of the first half of the year, so from January to about June. Now, this is also just an agenda video to push my favorite authors because most of these I have already read from and I'm really excited. And actually, I'm going to be showing the books that I currently have and then talk about the new releases. This is the disclaimer here is these are the ones that I'm excited about. Of course, there are loads more releases happening throughout the year, but these are the ones that I'm excited about. So the first one that I'm hugely excited about is actually the sequel to this book over here. So this is Five Broken Blades by Mia Corland. The sequel comes out early January. I cannot wait. I'm planning to get the special edition that Goldsboro is putting out because they've got these kind of cool, this poor book's gone through the ringer. You can tell I really like reading it. They've got these cool kind of sprayed edges and I'm hoping to get that one. But this one is basically a novel of a bunch of different people with different talents. So band of misfits getting together in a plot to oust the kind of cruel king. They want to assassinate the king and replace him with someone else in this kingdom. And I love the different characters. I love that kind of found family style of writing, a style of like a Six of Crows type of thing. And then also what I love about this is that they all have secrets and lies. They're hiding things from each other. There's a little bit of romance. I've heard this book described as a romantasy and I totally disagree. I think this is a fantasy book, an adventure fantasy book with some romance in it. That's just my opinion. But yeah, Four Ruined Realms is the follow-up. I cannot wait for that to come out. Then one that I don't have. This is one of the very, very few books that I haven't read the author before. And this author is Sophie Clark. Now, I don't know if this is a debut, but the book is called Cruel is the Light. And again, Waterstones, this is coming out early Jan. Waterstones has a beautiful special edition with these gorgeous sprayed edges. So that's currently in my basket to pre-order. And the kind of the quick synopsis is for this: an epic enemies to lovers YA romantasy that pits a powerful exorcist and a formidable soldier against each other in a thrilling quest to discover the dark secret at the heart of the Vatican City. Damn, that sounds good. I have to read that, so that's definitely going on my list. Then the next one is by this fabulous author. So this is Adrienne Young, and this is The Unmaking of June Farrow. I've also got Spells for Forgetting. And her new book that's coming out in January is called A Sea of Unspoken Things. And the synopsis for this book is: the only thing James and Johnny Golden have ever had is each other. For as long as they can remember, James's deep connection with her twin brother Johnny has gone beyond intuition. She can feel when he feels. So when Johnny is killed in a tragic accident, James knows before her phone even rings that her brother is gone and that she is alone, truly alone, for the first time in her life. But James soon discovers that the strange connection she had with Johnny isn't quite gone. So, Adrienne Young tends to have that kind of magical realism, and the writing is absolutely hypnotic and beautiful. So I cannot wait for that. Then, again, this is one that I haven't read of before. Now, I believe this may be a debut, and it's by Angela Montoya, and it's called A Cruel Thirst. Vampire book. Okay, the cover for this book is stunning, and it says a fledgling vampire, this is also January still, by the way, just towards the later end of January, a fledgling vampire and headstrong vampire huntress must work together against their judgment to rid the world of monsters. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Zorro meets Pride and Prejudice in this irresistible romantic fantasy. I mean, are you kidding me? Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Zorro meets Pride and Prejudice. That just I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm here for it. So I'm definitely getting that in January. So those are all my January releases that I'm very excited about. Then if we go on to February, the first one, do I have a capstone? Oh, no, I don't have her book here. Okay, this is really annoying. So Bitterthorn, wait, hang on. Bitterthorn was one of my favorite novels of the year. I'm trying to find it. Wait, I've disappeared off the screen. I do realize this. This one over here. So Kat Dunn is an author that has absolutely stolen my heart, like stolen it. This book made me cry, made me feel things. And I've since started reading her YA fantasy-like series, which I really love. And she's got a new book coming out again. This is in my pre-order basket in Waterstones because they have got a stunning special edition of this. And it's called Hungerstone. So the kind of the short synopsis here is recasting Sheridan Le Fanu's Carmilla as a sensual, sapphic chiller. Dunn's gothic delight sees a wealthy but unsatisfied couple fall prey to the bewitching charms of a vampiric temptress. Sorry for the scream. But that sound, like, and if I think if you're putting it in the hands of the way Kat Dunn writes and what I love about her writing, that book is going to be unreal. So I am going to pre-order that special edition. And it takes a lot for me to pre-order something a month and a half in advance. Then the next one that I'm so excited about, okay, this is again February, is the sequel to Road of Bones called, what is it called? Kingdom of Claw. So this is by Demi Winters. I have absolutely fallen in love with Road of Bones this year. It is this kind of Viking-inspired, cold, perfect for this time of year, romance, fantasy, adventure. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I fell in love with Scylla, our main character, this kind of band of mercenaries she hitches a ride with on the Road of Bones, the vampire deer, all of the things in this book, the kind of plot and political intrigue, the magic, the kind of nod to the execution of witches in this. It's just, emotional, beautiful, well-written, great plotting and storyline, and I have such high hopes for the sequel, so I cannot wait for that. Then, this probably needs no introduction, but Emily Wiles, the third book in the Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is the second one, Map of the Otherworlds, is coming out. I'm going to admit, I still have to get through both of these, and I cannot decide if I should wait, but I kind of want to read them now. I just keep hearing such good things about them. I have both books. I know I'm going to love them because I love all things Fae. So this is kind of on my preview January list of things to read the series, but the third book in the series is coming out, and that is also in February. Then, okay, this author has stolen my heart as well. There are a few authors, and you'll see them in my sort of yearly wrap-up videos later on this month, but there have been a few authors this year that have just stolen my cold, dead heart. And Kel Woods, and this is her book, After the Forest, which I hugely recommend and will be in several of my videos, is one of those authors. So the way, my favorite genre, I say this a lot, or genre or type of book, whatever you want to call it, is dark gothic fairy tales. And this book is superb. It is exactly that. Is it a dark gothic fairy tale? And Kel Woods' writing is absolutely beautiful. Now, she's got a new book coming out called Upon a Starlit Tide, which, I mean, just the name of it, but a dark, enchanting fairy tale inspired historical fantasy combining elements of The Little Mermaid and Cinderella into a wholly original tale of love, power, and betrayal. It's like she wrote the book just for me. I'm just going to keep believing that. No words. Then another follow-up. So this is The Crimson Moth, or The Heartless Hunter, I think it's called in the States. And the follow-up to this by Kirsten Cicerelli in February comes out, at least here it does, and it's called Rebel Witch. I've heard nothing but fabulous things about this. Again, I cannot believe I haven't read this yet, because I'm dying to get to it. It is about, I believe, a witch and a witch hunter, and they kind of fall for each other. And like I said, I've not heard anybody say anything bad about this book, and it really sounds like it's going to be up my alley. So again, it's in my January list of things to read, because in February, the sequel comes out and I want to read it. So there you go. Then if we move on to March, which is my birthday month. Okay, so March, there's some really heavy hitters for authors that I adore. And it's like happy birthday to me, right? So the first one is the new Ashley Winstead. So this is Midnight is the Darkest Hour, which is the only Ashley Winstead that I still have to read. And I actually want to read it this month because, first of all, it's kind of perfect. Second of all, it's sort of a vampire book, I think, so it's part of my vampire read. And Ashley Winstead writes these incredible thrillers. They're dark, they're twisty, the characters are unlikable. I adore them. I adore Ashley Winstead. So her new book, This Book Will Bury You, is coming out in March. And okay, the synopsis. It's the most famous crime in modern history, but only she knows the true story. After the unexpected death of her father, college student Jane Sharp longs for a distraction from her grief. She becomes obsessed with true crime. Same girl. Befriending armchair detectives who teach her how to hunt killers from afar. In this morbid internet underground, Jane finds friendship, purpose, and even glory. So when news of the shocking deaths of 3 college girls takes the world by storm, and sleuths everywhere race to solve the crime, Jane and her friends are determined to beat them, but the case turns out to be stranger than anyone expected. Again, absolute screams. When I read that synopsis, I was like, that just combines all of my favorite things. So that kind of dark academia college setting, sort of with the murders, true crime, Something Being Strange and Unexpected, and Ashley Winstead's writing. I'm sold, I'm shook, I'm done. Then, like I said, it is a big hitter for March. So one of my all-time favorite authors, Ava Reid. I just want to show off this gorgeous special edition that I have of A Study in Drowning, is coming out with a new book. So, side note, there is a sequel to A Study in Drowning coming out later in the year, so it'll be in my next video. I cannot wait. But Ava Reid is coming out with a new standalone called Fable for the End of the World. And the synopsis here says, searing standalone dystopian romantasy set in the apocalyptic waste of a society where a vicious corruption selects its underclass for slaughter. And if I know Ava Reid, because her books are in my Satan tier, top tier, again, there'll be a whole video, and the way she writes dark fairy tale style books, I cannot wait for that. Cannot wait for that. Right, I've got to move my computer over because I've got another stack of books. Then, also in March, we have another Johanna Van Veen book. So this is My Darling Dreadful Thing, and I'll be talking about this in another video. And the new Johanna Van Veen is Blood on Her Tongue. So Johanna Van Veen is a Dutch author, and I love all things Dutch. Her writing is superb, and I think this is going to be amazing. So again, there is a really gorgeous special edition that I think Amazon is doing of this, and it's in my cart. It's called Blood on Her Tongue, and it's Netherlands, 1887. Lucy's twin sister Sarah is unwell. She refuses to eat, mumbles non-sensibly. Okay, I didn't say that properly. And is increasingly obsessed with a centuries-old corpse recently discovered on her husband's grand estate. The doctors diagnosed her with temporary insanity caused by the fever of the brain. To protect her twin from a terrible fate in a lunatic asylum, Lucy must unravel the mystery surrounding her sister's condition. But it's clear her twin is hiding something. Then again, Lucy is harboring secrets of her own too. I mean, drop the mic, that just sounds incredible. And like I said, the special edition that Amazon has got up at the moment is incredible. So those are, at the moment, my March releases I'm looking forward to. Then moving on to April. The companion novel to Phantasma, as we all know. And also, side note, I said I would show you the plaques I was making for my award winners. I've made all of the books little plaques. They all get their own little plaque for their award. This is my alternative Goodreads award, if you haven't seen that video. But the companion novel, it's called Enchantra by Kaylee Smith, is coming out. And Enchantra, I don't believe this is like a sequel. I think you can read them on their own. But the Enchantra plot sounds really, really good. So this is, when a mysterious invitation draws Genevieve Grimm to a palace in Italy, she expects magic and secrets, maybe even a ball. She doesn't expect the owner's handsome son to slam the door in her face. What a way to start a romance. Now Genevieve must join the hunt, and her only hope of survival is an alliance with Rowan. Even worse, to work together, they must convince the others they're in love. So I believe this is like fake dating trope in here as well, which is interesting. Not my favourite thing in the world, but interesting. And set in Italy, which I love. The whole Kingdom of the Wicked series is set in Italy, which I love in Sicily. And also, again, another hunt and another game, which was the element that I adored in here. So excited. Then again, April, big hitters. I'm losing my mind over April. We have got the new Runics in April, right? So Gothicana, just I'm rapidly collecting every version of this, and again, this was one of my winners, so it's got a little plaque in there. I absolutely adored this book. I cannot tell you. And Enigma, coming out in April by Runix, says a twisted Hades and Persephone meets the enthralling suspense of the secret history in a new, scorchingly hot, dark academia tale of unforgettable, legendary love from Runix. Like all the elements I loved in this, I can't even. I am beside myself on that one. The next installment of the Powerless series, and again, Powerless is one of my favourite reads of the year. This is Reckless, the follow-up, and the next one is called Fearless, and that is coming out in April, so it's the third book in the series. Also, how gorgeous is that? It's the third book in the series. I'm not going to spoil the plot, but it's so much fun, and again, I'm really excited about that, so cannot wait. Then, we also in April, is it April? Oh, sorry, in May. So those are the April releases. In May, we are getting a new Rachel Gillig. This, again, I have to read this duology. I have both books. I know it's going to be incredible. I know I'm going to love it because it's so up my alley. I might try and fit it in this month. I don't think I can. I've got so many books to read, but definitely January, this is being read. But a new Rachel Gillig, which sounds incredible. So it's called The Night and the Moth, and it's a gothic, mist-cloaked tale of a prophetess who is forced beyond the safety of her cloister to an impossible quest to defeat the gods with one knight whose future is beyond her sight. First of all, that rhymes. Second of all, yeah. I feel like that's going to be the perfect dark gothic fairy tale again. So that was May. I don't have anything else for May at the moment. But then if we move on to June, we've got a new V.E. Schwab. So, oh no. Yes, June. Okay, yes, it is a V.E. Schwab. Sorry, I can't read today. It's a new V.E. Schwab. So this is The Fragile Threads of Power, which I haven't read yet because I'm going to be doing a reread of the Dark Shades of Magic series, one of my all-time favorite series. And then I'm going to read this one because that follows on. But we have a new standalone from V.E. Schwab. Now, I adored Addie LaRue. And again, I for some reason, I can't find my copy, but I really want to get a special edition copy. So I think I'm just going to replace it anyway. But this one is called Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. And I feel like this is going to be more Addie LaRue tension. I cannot wait. It's basically a spellbinding queer love story following the desires and dreams of a trio of enigmatic young women. Santo Domenico della Calzada in 1532, London in 1837, and Boston in 2019. Three young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangle like roots. One grows high, one grows deep, and one grows wild. And all of them grow teeth. It's literally just given me chills. I can't. That just sounds... Oh, I really hope there's a special edition for that because that's being bought. And speaking of special editions, the follow-up to The Wren and the Holly Library by K.A. Lind, that also comes out in June. I've got this beautiful special edition of the book. I'm hoping to get the special edition of the second one because I absolutely love this. This has kind of got... Irish kind of legend and myth inspiration. This is about kind of a urban fantasy where we have monsters and humans, and there was a monster-human war, but we're set sort of in modern New York City, and about a girl who is a thief. She goes to steal something from a monster, and he basically recruits her, instead of killing her, to do a bigger, better heist for him. And I absolutely love this book. I still kind of think about it, which again always tells me that it's a book that I really, really liked. So yeah, really excited about that. And then the next one I've got is, and again, I don't have this author's book on me. So this is Shea Earnshaw. Now I read, is it The Wicked Deep? No, something like that. Years ago, and I really loved it. I don't have it anymore and hold the book, but she has a new book coming out called The Beautiful Maddening, and I just thought it sounded incredible. So this is haunting romantic contemporary fantasy about a teenager navigating her family's love curse that blooms with their enchanted tulips every year. So it had tulips all over the cover. I'm hoping it's set in the Netherlands as well, because I love all things Dutch, love all things Netherlands. So it kind of reminded me of the Johanna van Veen book. And yeah, that sounded really lovely. So it's on my list to check out for June. And then the last one that I have for June is one of my favorite thriller authors. And this is Lisa Joel. So this is Breaking the Dark, which is actually a book that I still have to read. I've got quite a few Lisa Joel books that I've read and ones that I haven't, but this is definitely on my list. This is also, I bought this and I was so excited to read it, and for some reason I keep forgetting I have it. This is actually a Jessica Jones book, and I love Jessica Jones, the Marvel series, if you've seen it. But Lisa Joel has a new book coming out, and it's called Don't Let Him In, and the synopsis just sounds amazing. So, he's the perfect man, he says he loves you, you think you might even be made for you. Before long, he's moved into your house and into your heart. And then he leaves for days at a time. You don't know where he's gone or who he's with. And you realize if you looked back, you'd say to yourself, don't let him in. And that's it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're planning to read any of those or what you're anticipating for 2025. And I'll see you soon. Bye.